Instrumental jazz ensemble had a female in it. I love that. I'm going to read you her bio. It says, known primarily as an upright bassist while at SPC, Ann played and sang in Pickin' on the Plains Bluegrass Ensemble, as well as dabbled in R&B, jazz, and Western swing ensembles. Since then, she's had a rich and varied career as a musician. She toured the country with the Americana group, the Hard Road Trio, for over 10 years. While in that band, she further developed her songwriting and vocals, being nominated for several New Mexico Music Awards. She has been a part of over 20 studio recording projects and is currently working on a solo studio project. She teaches at multiple acoustic music camps, including Camp Bluegrass here at SPC. She teaches private lessons on multiple instruments and has a growing YouTube following for her Bass Bites instructional series. She currently gigs with several different groups, primarily in the Albuquerque, New Mexico area. So once again, please welcome Ann.
Thank you guys. Thanks for remembering that. That was brave of me.
I always think anybody jumping into that ensemble is courageous, but like on bass especially.
You were very gracious because it's bluegrass bass. I was doing roots and fives like the whole time. I was like, I can find the root for you all day, Emily. And just like, yeah, how about you try a third or a seventh? It's like, yeah, no.
You got there.
I got there. But
there.
it was hard.
No, I think we played Afro Blue, did we not?
did.
And that is a tricky tune to just
We did. So it's great.
playing jazz bass now. So very, very exciting.
Think of it.
To Ann's right is Jamie McGowan. Some of you may know her as Gypsy Jane. I want to introduce her properly too, so let me say a few things about her. Jamie McGowan attended South Plains College from 2003, she got here the same year I did, to 2006, where she studied sound technology, live sound, and commercial music with an emphasis or focus on guitar. After graduating, she worked as an audio engineer for an arts organization in Boulder, Colorado, and later served 4 years as the technical director for a civil rights nonprofit in historic Selma, Alabama. I know she has a lot of interesting stories from that. Following her time in the Deep South, Jamie bought a 1992 Ford Festiva. Am I saying that right? Every time I say it, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. And embarked on a cross-country journey reconnecting with friends, performing music, and blogging. Her travels eventually brought her back through West Texas in 2014, where longtime friends encouraged her to step onto the stage and sing publicly for the first time as Gypsy Jane. Since then, she's recorded a couple of albums. Today, Jamie lives at Lake Allen Henry in Justisburg, Texas, with her wife Ashley and their 2 children. She oversees and operates vacation rentals while continuing to pursue her artistic passions and perform occasional gigs. Some of you who are familiar with the local scene, I mean, you know her. I mean, she's worked before and helped certainly with many things at Scott Ferris's studio. Big connection there. She and Scott work on many things together and have. So through a variety of creative projects, you may be very, very familiar with Jamie. I don't know, do you want me to call you Jane?
Jane is great.
We're SPCing. I'm like, I always see you as Jamie, so. Okay, and then to Jamie's right, we have Annie Betts with us, and I don't have this beautiful thing to read, even though I know it would be just kind of jaw-dropping impressive. So can you just drop our jaws, say a few things?
That's totally my fault too, because I didn't do my homework. So I graduated in 2014, and then I've been with a company called Claire Global since the following spring, so about 10 years. I've spent the majority of that time on the road with a whole bunch of different acts, from U2, Dua Lipa to Blake Shelton, and Falling in Reverse Run. Anyway, lots of different stuff, lots of different sizes, lots of different big events, and it's been a lot of fun. So.
Fantastic. And Morgan, I don't have a beautiful thing to read for you either, but would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I am Morgan Spears. I was here at SPC from fall of 2016 to 2019, so not too terribly far removed. But I had always grown up singing and songwriting. I was kind of doing my own solo stuff. Even before I got here, I just knew my guitar and my own songs, and got here. And before I got here, I thought I knew a little bit about what I was doing. I had come to a humble realization that I had zero idea what I was doing when I got here, because the information I learned was just wonderful. I still apply it every day. in what I do. But yeah, when I was here, I really honed in on, I tried to do every ensemble I possibly could, even if it wasn't country related, which is primarily what I do. And I just absolutely loved it. And I got affiliated with the Cactus Theater and the owner there by engaging in those ensembles and performing there every now and then. And so he called me to open the show for a country artist named Lori Morgan, who I grew up on, so it was a dream come true. And to make a long story short, I opened for her, just me and my guitar, and I got off stage and she said, would you like to hop on the bus and come on the road with me, open my shows? And then, so I picked up everything, my husband and I, who I met here at South Plains. His name's Hayden Spears, phenomenal singer-songwriter and producer. And we moved to Nashville, and I started for a whole summer just opening for her and her shows. And then I had to fill in for somebody who got sick in her band. And I sang harmony, but I wouldn't consider myself like a background vocalist or a professional harmonist. But because I learned so much of that here, I was able to kind of just step into that role and went and did a few shows as one of her band members, and she gave me the full-time position. So I've been with her for 4 years, and we're still touring and doing the Opry, the Ryman, all my dream venues as a little girl. And I credit my opportunity to have that to being here and absorbing everything like a sponge as much as possible. So yeah, got to fly in, and I'm so happy to be here. So
And she's a great babysitter. I remember that.
I loved babysitting the Wheeler kids.
When we would register our students when they come in, we'd always joke that we were just like babysitting, kind of screening. Just like, we're getting in this class, also do you know CPR? Interesting, good to know, good to know. Okay, so we have several things today that we want to get into topic-wise that are, I think, really, really critical and important to what is happening in the music industry and in the arts as a whole, as it relates to the topic of women in the arts. And I think that the first question that I want to just put out there, and you can respond in the way that you want to or not, but I'm curious if there was like a moment, an experience or a moment where you first realized, oh, it's different for women.